on shooting, and Rodman going after Muresan.
Easy.
And they have to separate the two. Rodman got Muresan in the back, and Muresan.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hello and good day to you all. How's it going? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. I hope you're ready for your weekly dose of old school NBA basketball. In today's episode, I want to talk about the small rivalry between Gheorghe Muresan, the tallest player in NBA history, and Dennis Rodman, and give you a little backstory about Gheorghe Muresan, show you how he actually made it to the NBA. But before we dive into today's episode, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and click the notifications button so you never miss an episode of the Basketball Time Machine. All right, you guys, let's get right into it. So where do we start now? As I mentioned before, I want to give you a little backstory about Gheorghe Muresan, show you how he made it to the NBA, and a little bit of his NBA journey. Before 7'7" Gheorghe Muresan played in the NBA, he played professional basketball in France from 1992 to 1993. He had no plans on playing in the NBA whatsoever, since he simply thought he was not good enough. His biggest weakness at that point was trying to move as quick as possible to get his way back on playing defense. Nevertheless, NBA scouts started to hear about Gheorghe and visited some games. Slowly but surely, Gheorghe Muresan realized that there indeed might be a chance to make it to the NBA.
My coach started to tell me about NBA. I said, no, the NBA is too big for me. I'm not that good. My agent called me and said, look, a couple teams from NBA want to see you before the draft. You want to do it? I said, yes. Thanks, I'm ready. We come into the draft in Detroit, 1993.
The Washington Bullets select from Romania, Gheorghe Muresan. Gheorghe does not speak English, but I think he would understand the international applause.
You know, this will be a nice thrill for this young guy, a nice hand.
So he can score. They say he has a very nice touch around the basket. You're saying 7-7. He led his team to the final. So you know that he does possess some talent here.
When Gheorghe Muresan entered the NBA, he was just 22 years old and not only had to face much tougher and stronger opponents, but also had the struggle that he could not speak English. The Washington Bullets also were not a team that was blessed with much talent, which meant Gheorghe also had to put up with many losses. It took him a very long time to adjust, and he would finish his rookie season just receiving 12 minutes per game while averaging 5.6 points and 3 rebounds.
When I come into Washington Bullets in that time, we go to the first training camp. Everybody tell me the camp is so hard. The first day, that was my hardest day ever.
Push, 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 push.
I said, I will try my best, but I will push myself until the end.
Muresan making his NBA debut tonight.
77 Gheorghe Muresan.
I was a little bit nervous, of course. I want to make sure I don't look bad. I want to be proud of myself when I'm coming out of the court.
Gheorghe Muresan takes off his warm-up, and he'll be coming into the game. Give him hell, Gheorghe.
That was like a moment. When I walk in, everything disappeared.
He may be a little nervous, but he has a nice touch.
It'd be good if we go ahead and make this, get his first point.
Nice stroke.
It was not bad, but I realized I have to work even more to get him better.
Muresan picks up his fourth as he was bumped.
My first year was the hardest year I have because I cannot adjust my body to traveling, sleeping, and relax. I know I can do better.
And even though Gheorghe Muresan had a lot of problems in his rookie season, he worked extremely hard on his game. and you could see that he was really improving. We have to remember back at that time the NBA was blessed with some incredible centers like Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, and of course Shaquille O'Neal. And talking about Shaquille O'Neal, Muresan was actually one of the few guys who gave Shaquille O'Neal problems.
I know you don't want to answer this question, but just answer it. Who would have given you more problems? Because I saw Gheorghe Muresan give you that work. I saw Gheorghe Muresan give you that work.
What happened was...
Him or Boban? He did a Michael Jordan layup. He dribbled and laid it up and finger rolled, and the whole arena went crazy. Shaq was so mad. He came out, dunked on like 5 times. You're like, we don't care.
What happened was...
He laid you up.
What happened was, there's 2 guys that I could never figure out. Gheorghe Muresan and that damn big country.
Now, obviously, when you were a big in the 1990s, you were playing against some of the best bigs of all time, and it's natural that you have some rivalries going on. But the strange thing is that Gheorghe Muresan's biggest rival was not another big, it actually was Dennis Rodman, who for whatever reason liked to have scuffles with other bigs. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, he had his scuffles with Frank Bukowski, Dikembe Mutombo. It kind of seemed to be his thing. Dennis Rodman was the master of game psychology and always tried to get into the head of his opponents. He was trying to identify mental weaknesses. So when he met Gheorghe Muresan, he would do his best to get him out of his game. And once the two of them started with the first scuffle, it would happen every single game.
Gheorghe and Randy Brown shooting. Not normally a guy you want shooting, and Rodman going easy. And they have to separate the two. Rodman got Muresan in the back, and Muresan fought back.
Well, the big thing with Rodman is before the series began, he says what you have to do with Muresan is to smack him around early in the game. And in game 1, he went up and he banged him chest to chest a number of times. And you can see that's what he's doing now. Because Muresan is a major threat in this game.
At 7-7, he definitely is a major threat. Rodman has picked up 3 technical fouls already in this series.
Now just keep an eye on this. Now Gheorghe's on the inside. Now watch, he's got the ball. Now watch, see, there's a cheap shot. That should be automatic. That's right, Gheorghe. I give it to you. 4 of the valuable bench people for the Bulls.
And Juwan Howard playing the big game of 10 points. And now Muresan and Rodman going at it, and they're going to call a technical foul. Double T on both players.
Well, I tell you what happened. That came off, and when I picked it up, I saw Rodman go right into the face of Muresan. Now just keep an eye right underneath. You can see Rodman pushing the big fella out of there, see? And now you see Gheorghe is saying something tough. Now Rodman is, a little antagonizing the guy right now. So now he pushes off again. So why does Muresan get a technical out of that?
He should not have gotten a technical.
That's absolutely right.
It was so clear that he was baited by Dennis Rodman all the way.
See, they showed it on the overhead, and all of the people, you could see that. And that's a shame, because there was no reason that Muresan gets hit with a tee.
Both of them got hit with it, but Muresan was baited.
Trying to prevent just that. Kukoc with a fake on Legler, puts it up, and Muresan grabs the rebound at the buzzer. And Rodman and Muresan. That's not the first time they've gone at each other.
Yeah, and you know what? Dennis should just play the game, okay? Mainly because Big Gheorghe is doing an excellent job at both ends on the boards.
Well, the Bulls shot over. Played only 9 minutes each, and they'll call another foul.
Loose ball foul.
Loose ball foul on the Bulls. And the Bulls by 4 with 5:43 remaining in the first half. The Bulls led by 4 after 1.
Now, Rodman is on Muresan. Now, he knows he can shoot over him.
And he knows he can score over him.
That's right. At the other end, you just like the fact that Muresan, he'll take the punishment from Rodman because he knows he can shoot up over the top of him.
In the first half, the Bulls lead is 2 at 36-34. Muresan with the shot off the glass. And Pippen gets
years and saying, I'm taking my shot.
As we knew he would.
Yes, he would.
Jordan defending Strickland, cutting off the baseline. Strickland misses. Murray tries. 6.5 to go. Jordan loses the ball. Regains it. And hits it. Michael Jordan.
That's it for Rodman. Just hit him with a technical foul. Steve Jaffe, and just threw him out of the game.
You know, when you watch my show on a regular basis, then you know that I mainly focus on NBA superstars. But every once in a while, I also try to show you some guys that probably got forgotten over time. And in this video, I not only wanted to show you Dennis Rodman, but also give a little bit of love to Gheorghe Muresan, who definitely was one of the hardest working guys back in the 1990s. Alright, you guys, that was it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, click the notifications button, and also post a comment if you have any suggestions or anything you liked about this video. Alright, you guys, that was it. See you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.